Somehow the head is most important. So basically they are not aware of like double personality thing. And she's alone. Oh, true. Okay, so they can like summon weapons apparently. It's like Mercurius. He's crazy berserker. Did we shatter the leg on his balls? That's like insane. What is happening? I like this guy. Oh shit, he's going like to punch us or something. Let's see. Yeah, he don't like that answer. That hurts. That sounded like it could like break the stones. His simple kick to the stomach sent me flying like a piece of cardboard. What the hell? That seemingly light kick nearly killed me. I must have broken half my ribs. What the fuck? He stomped on my left shoulder right as I attempted to sit up, causing my joints to break with a creaking sound. Oh my god. Okay, so Achnebere is, I think, like some kind of like power. I will call it power now. They will explain this to me probably, so you don't need to like let me know about this on the comments, because Ren don't know as well. They're just like talking their own language now. So don't spoiler me. My vision flickered from the pain. I couldn't even scream. By contrast, the man's voice remained endlessly frivolous. Okay, so she's good at torturing people. Okay. Yeah, okay. Does she have like full sprite? No, we don't have like actually like. Actually, it's a bit like full sprite. What a face. Yeah, try to not break your victim. What? Okay. Somehow the head is most important, but you still can die if you like get too much damage on the body. So why the head is so important? Everything here is like around heads. Oh god. It broke, or perhaps it was dislocated. I couldn't move my left arm from the shoulder down. I grabbed the man's ankle with my right arm, out of pure reflex. I attempted pouring as much strength into my grip as possible, but he wasn't budging an inch. Oh my god, he's going to break another one. Seriously, this man lifted me up in the air, using only his leg, then connected it into a spin kick without missing a beat. What the fuck? It was enough to send me flying 7 or 8 meters to the fence overlooking the water. It was not laughing matter. He was seriously going to kill me if this kept up. I had to do something to get away. Well, we cannot swim in this situation, so we will die. And it seems like you don't want us dead. So, Wilhelm, that's a bad idea? What? His tone mocked me. Like he just read my mind. He was right though. That wouldn't do me any good. Then what else do I do? So basically they are not aware of like double personality thing. They literally think that Ren is just Zarathustra. That Ren like whole being is Zarathustra. Like incarnation of Zarathustra or something. And then they don't recognize Ren as separate personality or separate being. So that never happened before, basically. It's the first time they encounter this. If you would explain me what the fuck irae is, then I would maybe tell you. That monkey crashed into the iron fence beside me, bending his bars into the process. I remained silent. But what else was I gonna do? How was I supposed to reply when I had no answer to give him? Was I going to die here, crushed without rhyme or reason in the situation beyond my comprehension? I didn't want that. No way I was gonna accept an outcome like that. It felt meaningless to explain and justify myself to an opponent I couldn't reason with. Likewise, I couldn't just run away from him either. But what do? Words and running wouldn't do me any good. So what other method would help me break through the deadlock of this irrational, unreasonable situation? Well, I don't know. That's not like actually getting like any better. Wonder. A color of boredom seeped into the man's tone as he threw a fierce punch my way, almost as if almost if to say that he was done playing torturer. His bloodlust was near palpable. I felt death itself approaching. I could instinctively tell that I would die the moment that fist crashed into me. I no longer had another choice. I saw a body earlier. Maybe I was the one who killed her, or maybe I wasn't. Regardless of the truth, that horrific image had been permanently burned into my retina, refusing to leave. As such, I had but one thing in my mind, that I did not wish to end up that way. A selfish, greedy and wretched attachment to life, that alone steeled my conviction, made it fiercer than anything else. Like hell I'll be killed. Like hell I'll be broken here. I had to move, dodge, struggle. If I wanted to live, if I wished to avoid death, I had but one thing to do. Because I was not supposed to die in place like this. What do I mean not supposed? God damn it, Zarathustra. That's Zarathustra talking now. To begin with. Found it yourself to act? In that case, allow me to give you some advice. Out of all of current fangs, that man is amongst the fiercest. Okay. So there's an organization and the members are called fangs. Okay. Struggle or wish, but mortal skill alone shan't defeat him.
Oh.
That man's arm pierced the bench, the iron fence, and even part of the pavement. Drawing it back, he flashed a smile. After rolling away from him to gain some distance, I rose back onto my feet. Okay, I don't like this effect. How shall you proceed, Zarathustra? Okay. Shall you acquire my Evigate and test its powers on him? Should you retreat or advance, I implore you to bless me with the light of the unforeseen. I felt my head pounding, making me think I was about ready to faint at any moment. My semicular canals rang from the shock like an explosion that happened right next to me, knocking off my sense of balance. But yes, somehow with your broken bones, the force of that punch, as well as the ones before, were not laugh matter. Yet they weren't fast enough to make dodging them completely impossible. So long as I keep myself freezing in terror, I could manage. Now that things had come to this, that was all I could do. The ivory man of white hair faced me again with a smirk decorating his lips. He would likely kill me in an instant if I tried to make a run for it, which meant that my best chance was to try and create an opening. I was hurting all over, but they still paled in comparison to my fight with Shiro. It was hardly impossible. Yeah. I had to fight. And successful breakthrough. It was my only way. Very well. Then act according to your heart's desire. Should you deem it necessary to terminate the difference between your strengths?
なあマレウス、こいつ殺すぞ。文句はねえな。
ダメって言っても聞かないんでしょ。いいわよ別に。あなた昔からそんなだしね。たださっきも言ったけど。
頭は残せか。まあ前処してみろ。
Okay. So you can murder him, but leave the head. And somehow head is the most important thing. Okay. The man approached me with a fine smirk. If he really planned to pick fight, then victory goes to the one who struck first.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。
Why are you stopping us
ど
now?
うせやるならもう少しやる気が出るようにしてあげるわ。例えば。
Okay, what motivation? What the fuck? The woman interrupted before I could make my first move. As her words caused my thoughts of taking the initiative fly right out the window.
今夜ついさっきまで教会にいたんだよね。
Yeah? Oh shit, they know. Fuck. Right, because Trifa is there. What a mischievous smile. Holy shit. She's dangerous.
だよ、そうだっけか。
そうよ。だったら手っ取り早いじゃない。
Wait, what are they saying?
逃げるとかごまかそうとかそういう気が起きないようにしてあげるからもっと死に物狂いで頑張ろうよ。あなた自分が痛いのには鈍そうな感じだしこういう状況の方が火つくんじゃない？
Okay. God damn it, she's good.
なるほど。
In my mind, I begged them to stop smiling like that. Yeah, you are both creepy. Like, this guy's face is just like... It's like alternate dimension Shiro. Like, he just looks like he just enjoys beating his, like, victims to death. The way they smiled, even an idiot could figure out their true intentions. I couldn't help but feel bothered by the way she mentioned my presence at the church. Almost like she'd heard about it from someone, as opposed to directly seeing it herself. Yeah, from Trifa. But those worries soon became meaningless. I turned pale in an instant. Fear and uneasiness simultaneously sent shivers down my spine. I went there with Kasumi. Oh, they know about Kasumi. And she's alone. Oh, true. I went to see Himuro. Yep, I talked to them. It was fun, a good memory. I could still recall it quite well. So, how dared these otherworldly fucks talk about it like it happened on the same planet?
もし逃げたら
That smirking woman's voice was grunting to the ears. I had to silence it, no matter what it took. I couldn't allow her to say the rest.
あなたの友達皆殺しにしちゃうからね。
Shit. Did he like rush on her? The moment she said that, I rushed forward before I could even think. My sense of balance still felt off, to the point where I didn't think I could run straight. Despite that, I launched the equivalent of the suicide attack. I was scared beyond words. The thought of what they do if I let them go was nigh unbearable. So I dashed towards them, emptying my mind. I let out no roar, no shout, not even a whip. All I did was charge mechanically forward. That was...
まあ待てよ。
Yeah, he just stopped us.
どうしたおい。急に勇ましくなったじゃねえか。つっても女相手に切れる男ってのはいただけねえな。度量が知れるぜ。
What does it matter if this is the woman's threat? Like, she's dangerous and she means business. Of course I would be worked up over this. My swift change had been halted with little to no effort. He grabbed me by neck, preventing me from moving. I could tell that he needed to squeeze, but a little harder to snap it. But I couldn't back down. Actually, somewhat different from what I experienced. Illy rushed up my spine. I gritted my teeth and clenched my fists. My whole body was trembling. It was rage. Fear of horrible things those psychos would do if I didn't stop them.
逃げ打とうって気がなくなったんなら追加で俺からも葉っぱくれてやろうじゃねえか。もう質疑応答は終了だ。こっから先は口以外で語り合おうぜ。
Power.
心配すんなよ、手加減してやる。武器は出さねえし、片手だけでやってやっから。お前は銃でもナイフでも念力でも呪いでも何でもいいから使ってみろや。
I want summon my weapon. Okay, so they can like summon weapons apparently. Interesting.
お前が実際何者だろう。
And spells exist.
遊べるかどうかだしよ。
Telekinesis spells. Okay.
暇してたんだ、長いこと。待つってのはつれえよな。もうしけた祭りじゃ満足できねえ。だからよ。
He sounds like he sounds like he's so excited that he cannot like hold it anymore inside of him, and he just like wants to go into action already. He's like so like very like, you know, really excited about that. That's how it sounds.
俺にここまで譲歩させてなえる落ち着きやがったらお前。
He drove me close to him, uttering the following like it was nothing.
地図から消しちまうぞ。
Well, I wouldn't take it like... I mean, yeah, he definitely seems like the person who could do that. Yeah, I can see that. I felt dizziness taking its hold on me. My throat turned so raspy, I had trouble properly breathing. I had no idea why all this was happening, or why these insane bastards were here. But there was one thing I did know. This guy was serious. If I made a single mistake in how I acted here, he'd likely make a good on his word. And he could probably pull it off too. He would thoughtfully, undoubtedly, mercilessly, unsparingly, and heartlessly pulverize, rip, kill, and destroy every single thing here, laughingly merrily all the time. Yeah, but I can see that. The mundane everyday life I held so dear was being rapidly painted over by the unknown. I was sure of it, so I had to fight.
Huh?
I was not interested. Oh my god, my eyes. This is not pleasant. I was not interested in anything that felt outside the boundaries of the known. I had to fight now, therefore, I had nothing to hesitate over. Okay. After catching my fist into my face, I used to recoil to leap backwards. As a result of forcefully prying myself free from his grip, my neck skin was torn. Ugh! My arteries seems to be intact, but all the bleeding left me concerned. On top of that, my fists hurt like absolute hell. That punch shattered the bones in my round head to bits. That's not good. How do you fight them? It felt like I was punching a block of stone, but...
なんだ今のは。やる気あんのかお前。
Not only he was not blown back, he hadn't even budged at all from where he stood. The natural density of his existence hadn't even waved in the slightest from my attack. But that was exactly why I couldn't leave a man like him to his own devices. I could never, ever allow this scumbag to lay hands on Kasumi Himuro.
レイ、分かってると思うけど。
ああ、突っ込んでろマレウス。ご指名は俺だ。
Okay. The man blew off his companion with what sounded like a sarcastic chortle, almost like he was toying around with small pride. Yeah, because that's basically what he's doing right now. His face remained completely free from bruises, even though I hit him hard enough to shatter my own face. This guy was clearly a monster. His power far eclipsed mine, and I wouldn't have even a snowball chance in hell to defeat him in straight-up fight. In fact, I began to question if all this constitute a fight to begin with. Even so, I wonder if like we have this in the single episode. Because it seems like it's going to be very long episode if I try to pull this up with like one episode. I would like to avoid that. So we may have like very short episode and then this one. Maybe I will cut in time before he meet beasts. And I will cut there because this is definitely something I can do like another episode. We will see, but maybe this recording session is actually 2 episodes. I will see how much it will take. I put my dislocated left shoulder back in place and gave my shattered right fist a forceful twist to fix it. I then thrust a nearby piece of wood into my slip leg to wake it up. I wouldn't retreat. Okay. Oh shit! The FCG! I'd grown fond of the world around me that englobed this entire city. The one with Kasumi, Himuro, Sister Lisa, Father Trifa, and all those guys at school whose names I don't know. Let's go into this mode because I feel like we will have like some CGs. I do whatever it took to preserve it. I would do whatever it took to preserve it. It didn't need stuff I wasn't familiar with. I wanted nothing to do with the unforeseen and unpredictable. Unlike Shiro, I hadn't the slightest interest in trying all the options. I didn't mind if my life ended up as boring straight life, which meant that these freaks were in the way. How dare these scumbags invade my story? They needed to get the hell back to their own genre. In other words, a life ruled by foreknowledge, such as your... Ruled by foreknowledge! It's like Mercurius! The foreknowledge, he knows everything! The person inside of his head! That's why the head is important, because he have like this like being inside of his head, outside of Zarathustra. So they're after like... But they talk to him as Zarathustra. Okay. What was that? I thought resembling static jolted through my head for the moment, but I needed to keep it out of my mind. I had to focus on what was right in front of me. Luckily, the woman decided not to interfere. I could only hope that she would stay at the sidelines, as turning this confrontation into a 2-on-1 fight was pretty much the last thing I wanted. As for the rest... Okay. I had to do whatever it took to get the better of this man. Even I couldn't beat him head on. There had to be underway. We were both fighting hand to hand, no weapons. But the scale of violence had wielded outclassed mine, to the extent that he made me laugh. He wanted me to laugh. In that sense, that last punch was a failure. When my right fist shattered, screwing up was no longer an option. Allowing my own emotions to guide my decisions could very well prove to be fatal. I needed to calm down. This wasn't my first life or death brawl anyway. No need to panic. I had to carefully probe his weaknesses, then crush them. I don't see any weakness in him. Like his eyes or his joints. Okay, these are kind of weakness. I guess joints not really, but eyes maybe? Though he may have been a monster, as long as he resembles a human in appearance, he had to have vitals. Even if worse come to worst, and all my attempts failed, I still needed to keep Kasumi and Himuro safe. I needed to pull myself together. I had things I held dear, to the point of fighting Shiro over them. What exactly did I expect to protect if I ended up getting crushed by those assholes? Okay. The inward demon cracked his knuckles as he leveled his gaze with mine. His glare made me dizzy, but this wasn't time to be intimidated.
清掃13騎士団黒煙卓第4位ビルヘルム・エーレンブルグ 風いくるべいだ。名乗れよガキ。戦の作法も知らねえか。
Wilhelm, I'm sorry, I will not remember your, like, stuff that you just said. I'm sorry. But you are number 4, okay. Longinus Dresden Orden Obsidian Round Table, Wilhelm Ehrenburg, Kazi Klubei, okay.
あいにくと知らないな。
I didn't feel like revealing a single piece of information penetrating to my identity.
名前が知りたきゃ吐かしてみろよ、白髪野郎。
Okay, damn.
面白い。
Yo, okay. CG's time. He reminds me of some character from anime. That was very old anime. What that was? Needless. I think it reminds me of Needless. Have you ever seen that title? I have a feeling like his face right now is similar to how the main character of Needless looked like. I have very vague memory of this, but it seems like it's probably... He also had glasses like that, I think. Let me know in the comments if you saw that anime. Or maybe you read manga, because I think manga exists as well. Probably. The man cut through the air as he approached me, letting out a beast-like roar in the process. He lashed his right arm, rather, his claw. Yeah, we saw him like doing that. Forward, twisted my body with enough force to wrench my torso off, evade the attack. The slightest gaze of his attack was enough to completely tear on my clothes at the chest level. Not only that, the lamp behind me was also crushed and snapped in two. His prowess was inhuman, no other way to put it. If I'd taken that thing head on, he would probably have knocked away my innards with one strike. Yeah. He's crazy berserker. The man howled with laughter. If he wanted to pulverize me, he would have easily done it. Yet, he was deliberately avoiding just that. Instead, enjoying watching me jump back. I put some distance between us. Whenever he underestimating me or just messing around, it proved to be quite convenient. I had to find an opening before he got serious.
こりゃ驚きだ。さっきに続いて2度連続かよ。ど素人にかわされるほど手抜いたつもりもねえんだけどな。俺がひよったのかお前がやるのか。見たとこ鍛えてるって柄じゃねえが。なるほど。いやいや本当にあのクソ野郎やってくれるぜ。
Okay, he's getting a bit more serious now.
次はもう少し早く行くがよ。てめえ簡単に死ぬんじゃねえぞ。
Okay. Wilhelm slowly assumed an oddly relaxed pose as the words left his lips. None of his movements were elegant enough to be called martial arts. His strikes were just absurdly fast and unnaturally heavy hitting. He moved as a pure, indulgent tornado of raw violence, against which techniques learned through effort had no meanings whatsoever. No practice, no training. Even if you killed 100 imaginary enemies, they were still imaginary at the end of the day. Actual combat experience meant nothing. Everything. Everything, yeah. Brute force was displayed of arrogance, particularly to those who had been strong from the get-go. As if to say that improvement through dedication remained the privilege of the weak. I knew guys like that very well. That was the first time I'd scuffled with that sword. Dodging was a death wish waiting to happen. I got a punch that barely missed, gouging on my sternum and heart under my armpit, and locked it up. I used the force of his charge against him and leaned back far enough to break his arm. My speed and timing were perfect. I launched a superb counter, the kind I probably wouldn't ever be able to replicate. It was a miraculous turnabout, a complete upset. I poured my very heart into my soul into, however...
De?
Yeah, he's too strong. You cannot break his armor like that. Forget broken. His arm hadn't yelled an inch. Our physics might have been similar, yet yet the bastard remained completely unaffected. Impossible. How did he do that?
取らせてやってこの程度かよ。こりゃ見込み違いだったかな。
Yeah. Ren is still using his like normal like strength and stuff. He should like, I don't know. He still didn't like tap into the power that the voice in his head is talking. I think the voice in the head is the Caligastro, right? That's the voice. You can like clarify this one actually for me. I think that's Caligastro. The red text. I shifted my force right into performing an overhead throw, kicking him right in the crotch. If I failed with his joints, I will crush him at the most vulnerable spot instead. Not even our difference in physics strength would matter in this attack. With this attack. Ow. Instead my leg was crushed, with the crunching sound sending a wave of chills up my spine. No way, this had to be seriously impossible. What the hell was his guy body made of? Wait, I thought like he punched the leg or something and he shattered it. Did we shatter the leg on his balls? What the fuck? This guy have literally balls of steel.
どうしたおいそれで終わり
Damn!
根性見せろや
Then he immediately followed up with the uppercut that felt like it was about to mow down my whole face. It was powerful enough to blow me away, but it didn't kill me. I felt intense nausea welling up from the impact rattling my brain. Hurt. It hurt like hell. God damn it. Guarding that ended up breaking both my arms. Vomiting blood, I collapsed into the pavement, trying to confirm the damage my body had sustained. You cannot survive that. Like, there's no... Like, even if he, like, awakens his powers, then like, he cannot, like, deal with this in the situation. Like, every single bone in his body is basically broken. Like, he cannot move at this point. Like, he have no arms and, like, one leg, half of broken ribs. Both hands. Yeah, one leg and my broken limbs had injured my internal organs. Fucking great. It felt almost like a repeat of what happened 2 months ago. I just got out of the hospital only to get beaten half to death again. But all these similarities mean that I'd experienced this kind of injuries and pain before. And you can move because of that? That's ridiculous. I could still stand, I could do this. I was not scared. Wilhelm regarded me with a sneer as I continued to wriggle on the ground. Naturally, he had remained completely unscratched. He exhaled the demonic aura, resembling a heat gaze, his eyes gleaming with the thrill of the predator closing on its prey. He would soon act. True to his words, he only used one hand for his attacks. Despite that, it remained inhumanly fast. Yeah. And each of them had little power. Defense was not the option. His strikes were merciless whirlwinds of death that tore up my skin and set my blood spraying out after a mere gaze. I couldn't keep dodging them forever. His one-handed multi-angle attacks, a demonstration of his enormous superhuman power, seemed to ignore the very laws of physics. And they were gradually getting faster. They sped up with each other. I dodged, seemingly testing my limits. I could no longer follow their trajectory with my eyes. As such, intuition remained the only thing I could rely on. The kind of instinct that manifested upon the precipice between life and death. Okay. he have fun fighting. Wilhelm likes fights, definitely. Testing his opponent, just like toying with them, being faster and faster and faster until they cannot keep up. But in the end, that too became weaker and weaker. Suddenly, Wilhelm's arms stretched to unbelievable lengths. It was several times faster than than the fixed accelerated tempo of punches he's been going up until now. It was only by pure luck that I managed to avoid the direct hit. My broken right leg couldn't support its own weight, causing me to fall. As a result, I cheated death. Okay. I looked like Lady Luck hasn't forsaken me just yet. However, the pain I felt when moving with my ribs broken was intense enough to threaten locking me out. At this rate, I might end up puncturing my lungs in the process. Yeah, pretty much. The biggest problem I faced, however, was Wilhelm. Smirking as he waited for me to stand up. I couldn't find a way to deal with him. You cannot deal with him, like, I don't know, like, who will save Ren? Who will save him? This speed. Oh, he seems like it was being the surpass. It was beginning to surpass the limits of human kinetic vision reflexes. He was probably only just getting started too. At this rate, I could probably only hope for another 1 or 2 miraculous dodges. On top of that, none of my attacks had any effect on him. At the very least, I'd been made keenly aware that physical blows would do no good against him. Then, leaning against a nearby tree, I rose back to my feet. With my limbs broken, I needed to secure a new weapon. I'd resolved myself, okay? What weapon? Wilhelm's bloodlust exploded. It was predicted what I was about to do. Okay. Yeah. He intended to kill me. As such, I couldn't fight him unless I was resolved to do the same to him. With what? I used the tree as a shield in order to block a hit from the bastard to otherwise blow my head off clean. Okay. Taking the brunt of his blow, the tree splintered into several pieces with a crunch. Wilhelm displayed incredible destructive power for sure, but I was counting on exactly that. I instantly picked something suitable as a weapon, out of the numerous splinters soaring through the air. Okay, so he have a needle now. In short, I'd found myself an improvised stake. As I couldn't catch it with my broken hands, I instead used my left leg, the only intact limb I could still had. How did you catch it with your leg? What? Did you kick it? That's like insane. What is happening? I'm trying to imagine that. How did you catch that? Did you like... But you cannot stand on your right leg. Are you in the air? I perform a so-called wheel kick, lining my heel up with the stake to aim for the Wilhelm throat. I drove the stake down with a clear intent to kill. I didn't want to be a murderer, but I'd die otherwise, I had no choice. And so my merciless and unhorsed acrobatic stunt miraculously succeeded. And yet... all I heard was a mocking scoff. Wilhelm once again took my attack head on without dodging it. Not only did the stake fail to pierce him, the tip was also being crushed to pieces. I couldn't believe my eyes. Seriously, what kind of body did this guy have? How could it not pierce him in the teeniest part of his... Yeah. Shit, I had to dodge. My reckless dodge in this critical condition ended up resulting in further damage to my own body. Okay. That one might have torn my left Achilles tendon. Several pieces of shattered steak were piercing through my heel. This had to be some kind of sick joke. Was I going to die after having come this far? I had no idea why, but this guy tenacity was absurd. I could only speculate that he had no vitals or weak points to begin with. Then just how? How would I win?
しかし消せねえな。お前本当にそんなもんかよ。
Yeah, he expected more. He expected Zarathustra to come out, I guess. Like I said, like they're not aware of like Ren having like two things. Like they think like he's Zarathustra.
そこらの喧嘩自慢に毛が生えた程度の力でどうにかなると思うほど間抜けじゃあるめ。切れたもん勝ちがまかり通るご都合主義はよ、シュライバーみたいな反則バカ以外には起こせねえんだ。お前にそういう素質はねえよ。
Schreiber is the kid from the prologue that like prayed and destroyed half of the city, right? That was Schreiber. The warfare is simpler to win a fight. Yeah, okay. he looked like a real lunatic, that's true.
それとも神風主義ってやつなのか。相変わらず東洋人は飽きやがんねえな。気合で勝てりゃてめえら戦争に負けてねえよ。
He didn't need to tell me. I knew that painfully well. What I needed now was a physical way to win. Striking during openings, coming up with plans, or dealing damage through the stride of up methods wouldn't help me here. I couldn't use violence. When the boundaries of common sense to defeat someone who existed outside it. Not to mention how he was toying with me while calmly gouging my battle prowess. Even if I could find some way to beat him, he would most likely counter it in an instant. But even so, I couldn't just...
憎わねえな。お前絶望が足りねえ。これから死ぬやつの目をしてねえ。
Yeah, and you are not happy about that, huh? Man, your ally Rusauka just like threatened my friends. I'm going to protect them. Friendship is power. Stuff.
こんなたわけた国と時代じゃ自分が死ぬって実感も持てねえのか。いや違うな。そうじゃねえ。覚えがあるぜ。そういう命。まるであのクソと同じじゃねえかよ。その全て分かってますってなつら。
Already knows everything in advance. I think he means Mercurius. That's why they hate him. Because apparently everyone hates Mercurius for some reason. So I guess they hate him because he knows everything. And they're like, yeah, like, they're like, huh, I wonder what will happen. And he's like looking at you. Huh. Pity you. You don't know. Wilhelm grumbled to himself. His gaze practically shooting icicles in my direction. Suddenly, I felt like that stare of his was robbing me of my body heat. I found my body simultaneously assaulted by the sickening combination of nausea, intoxication, and itchiness. What's happening? I could neither breathe or blink. Hell, I couldn't even lift a finger. My strength had been drained. Is it like his power? Like Rusauka had the power to paralyze us and he can like drain like our strength or something? As if my life force was being siphoned out. In the blink of an eye, the blood pouring from my wounds began to evaporate.
お前まさかな。もしかして。
Ah? Maybe that's not his doing. I felt convinced that it wasn't my fate to die here today. What? He sounds happy. In a complete turnabout, Wilhelm sounded a crackle, seemingly amused by something. His shoulders trembled violently as he attempted to hold it in, yet he ultimately erupted into blooming laughter, unable to contain himself. What a lunatic! And he said that Schreiber is the lunatic. Holy shit! I like this guy. Oh my god, I like Wilhelm. This is one of these characters that are just like... It's basically the... It's the Shiro that we saw in the beginning, but in like monstrous form. So Ren tapped into power actually, finally. Not even the dark of Wilhelm's sunglasses could hide the fact that his eyes glowed a bright hue of red. A demonic aura powerful enough to manifest as the physical force proceed to beat down my whole body with the rage of squall. Right now, my resolve was the only thing keeping my fleeting consciousness intact. Had I been mentally defenseless when I took that stare head on, it would have been enough to instantly kill me. What's happening to Ren that he's so happy about that? He's a lunatic berserker. His cry was an eruption of undiluted, unmistakable ecstasy. The man before me found himself both overjoyed and enraged by something beyond my comprehension. As always. Who are you talking to with? Who are you talking to? Oh! I just realized the screen is slowly getting red. Yeah, he's disappearing. Okay. Okay, this is about Mercurius. The surgeons, waves of murderous impulse and evaporating blood dyed my vision red. Before me stood an honest-to-good scumbag, a genuine monster with no contents to hold him back. In the face of that merciless pressure, I couldn't tell whether my heart was still beating. I would die. What a scream. His demonic arm of instant death came swift for sure. It appeared to move in slow motion, yet I could easily tell that the single hit from it would pulverize my skull. Yeah. So, would I die here just as another victim? Seriously? Was I really going to die right here? Okay, powers? Tell me, have you ever experienced the sensation of foreknowledge? This is what Mercurius said. Oh. Bubbles. The pure knowledge of a certain thing. I think I may end episode here. Actually. And we'll see like what kind of power. Yeah. I will leave for the next episode what kind of power Ren got. What will be now the speech? It seems like he have like some kind of foreknowledge, just like Mercurius. This is very interesting. I wonder what will happen next. So, yeah. That was intense episode and recording session, to be honest. It's like over 2 hours, I think, right now. Or almost 2 hours. It's way too long for one episode, so I will probably split it into 2 somehow, and the next episode will be after this. So yeah, thank you all for joining. That was amazing ride. Like, that was like shockingly well made. When he suddenly woke up and was still conscious of what Ren was doing and stuff. I'm so interested in this. We'll see in the next episodes, I guess, what's the whole deal with Zarathustra and everything. So, is Ren actually bad? Why he's murdering people? Like, what's What's the deal here? So yeah, we'll see this in the next episode. So thank you all for being with me. And yeah, thank you all, the channel members as well. Thank you for your support and for trusting me. And I hope you enjoy your early episodes. And yeah, I'm grateful to you all. So thank you everyone for watching this episode, for being with me, for your comments. I hope that you will help me in the comments section, understanding some stuff that I asked, like, is the voice the Caligastro? I think it's the voice name is Caligastro. I might be wrong about this, but I think it is. So you can clarify this, for example, for me, and some other stuff. So yeah, thanks for joining, and in the next episode we'll see what kind of thing will awaken with Ren right now. So thanks, and for now, Pocket Watch is going out.